city we think is going to be even a little bit dangerous for the World Cup or for the Olympics, you know, where they have Olympic overthrow, right? But for the World Cup in particular, because they're playing in so many cities, we won't allow it to go to, we'll move it around a little bit.
With all due respect to current world leaders, football is bigger than them. And football will survive their regime, their government, their slogans.
The countdown to the 2026 World Cup has taken an unexpected turn, and not because of the football. The real game right now isn't being played on the pitch, but at the border. In a shocking twist, FIFA's long-standing rule of universal access is clashing head-on with new U.S. visa policies that could shut out thousands of fans before a single whistle blows. Imagine spending years dreaming of watching your favorite team live, only to find out your ticket might not even get you through immigration. Under a new framework called the Visa Integrity Policy, fans from several non-waiver countries are being asked to pay more, wait longer, and in some cases, tie up thousands of dollars just to attend a match. FIFA, on the other hand, has made it clear. Access for all teams, officials, and fans is non-negotiable. The question now is, what happens when the world's most powerful football organization collides with one of the strictest immigration systems on Earth? Meanwhile, north and south of the border, Canada and Mexico are quietly positioning themselves as the safe havens of football, building stadiums and streamlining entry processes, while the U.S. wrestles with bureaucracy. Could this policy divide shift the center of gravity of the 2026 World Cup away from America? Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to the African Web for more eye-opening stories shaping the world of football and global events. At first glance, the Visa Integrity Policy might seem like a harmless administrative update. But for football fans around the world, it's a financial and logistical mountain. The policy adds a $250 Visa integrity fee on top of existing application costs and introduces a refundable bond pilot of between $5,000 and $15,000 for travelers from certain high overstay countries, currently including Malawi and Zambia. On paper, these bonds are meant to ensure compliance with visa conditions. In practice, they act as a financial barrier, especially for fans from developing nations. Consider a supporter from Zambia saving for years to attend the World Cup. After purchasing tickets and reserving a non-refundable hotel, they suddenly face an extra $250 fee plus a possible $5,000 bond. That's not just an inconvenience, it's a deal breaker. The timing couldn't be worse. U.S. consulates in countries like India, Nigeria, and Kenya are already facing visa wait times exceeding 300 days, in some cases stretching to over 16 months. By the time an applicant finally secures an interview, flight prices have doubled, and accommodation options have evaporated. Airlines reward early booking. But how can a fan book early when their entry approval might not even arrive in time? This integrity system, far from ensuring order, has effectively placed a paywall around the world's biggest sporting event, one that locks out precisely the communities FIFA claims to champion. The numbers tell a brutal story. The additional fees and bond requirements are turning what was already an expensive dream into an impossible one. For middle and lower income travelers, the upfront cost of attending the World Cup can now exceed several $1,000s before even boarding a flight. A ticket, a hotel stay, and local expenses already stretch budgets thin, but adding thousands in temporary bonds could collapse demand altogether. This isn't just about fans, it's about economics. Fewer attendees mean emptier stadiums, softer crowd energy, and lower sponsor visibility. Global brands like Visa, Coca-Cola, and Emirates invest millions in activations that depend on full stands and vibrant atmospheres. If fans can't make it through the gate, those investments begin to look like sunk costs. Even the travel industry is bracing for impact. Airlines and hotel chains that prepared for record tourism are already seeing uncertainty ripple through booking trends. Fans are delaying purchases, waiting on visa confirmations that may never come. And every delayed decision hurts the ecosystem, from ticket vendors to local food stalls. In the end, the effect multiplies. One fewer fan means 2 fewer tickets, a shorter stay, and less local spending. When you scale that across hundreds of thousands of fans, it's not just a tourism problem. It's an economic threat to the World Cup's success. While the US is tightening its entry gates, Canada and Mexico are quietly opening theirs wider. Both nations have become symbols of efficiency, offering faster visa approvals and smoother travel experiences. Canada, for example, maintains a 92% approval rate for visitor visas, with an average processing time of just 2 weeks, compared to the US's staggering 300-day backlog. But that's not the only edge. Toronto and Vancouver are investing heavily to upgrade their venues and transport systems. Toronto's stadium is expanding from 28,000 to over 45,000 seats, complete with a canopy to enhance broadcasts and weatherproof coverage. Vancouver's BC Place already exceeds FIFA's standards with its retractable roof, ideal for consistent match day conditions. Transit links are being modernized so fans can flow from airports to stadiums seamlessly. Mexico, too, brings a proven record of hosting large international events. Stadiums in Monterrey, Guadalajara, and Mexico City are already World Cup ready, supported by established air routes and fan-friendly policies. Together, Canada and Mexico are selling what the US currently lacks: certainty, speed, and access. Sponsors have noticed. Airlines are shifting routes north, and even major brands are reallocating advertising dollars. Emirates Airlines has redirected nearly $15 million in ad spend from US venues to Canada, while Visa is restructuring its promotional zones around Toronto. For them, it's simple math. Invest where seats will be filled, not where fans are blocked by red tape. At the heart of this standoff lies a question of control. FIFA's regulations are clear. Host countries must guarantee entry for all accredited participants and fans. The new US visa framework directly challenges that obligation, creating a legal and logistical collision. If the host nation can't meet its access guarantees, FIFA has the authority to reassign matches, even on short notice. This isn't an empty threat. The tournament's commercial ecosystem runs on precision. Broadcasting rights, sponsorship contracts, and match day operations depend on packed venues. If delays and visa denials jeopardize that, FIFA may be forced to shift games to ensure full attendance and maintain brand integrity. Sponsors are applying their own pressure too. For them, this isn't about politics, it's about performance. They pay for global exposure, not half-empty stands and political showdowns. As more brands and organizers weigh the costs of uncertainty, the balance of power subtly shifts toward the countries that can deliver reliability over rhetoric. In that sense, the 2026 World Cup may become less about who hosts the final and more about who upholds the promise of access, the principle that made this global event a unifying spectacle in the first place. The stakes have never been higher. The visa integrity framework may have begun as a security measure, but it's now threatening to reshape the geography of the World Cup. Attendance, sponsorship value, and even tournament prestige all hinge on one simple factor: accessibility. If the US continues down this path, Canada and Mexico could quietly emerge as the true centers of the 2026 World Cup, hosting more matches and drawing the world's attention their way. FIFA's golden rule is universal access, because without fans, there is no World Cup. But can that principle survive the weight of political borders and bureaucratic hurdles? Should FIFA act now and shift more fixtures to Canada and Mexico to protect the game's integrity? Share your thoughts below. Do you believe the World Cup should stay in countries that make access harder, or move to those that open their doors to the world? And before you go, make sure to subscribe to the African Web for more deep dives into global events, power struggles, and untold stories shaping the world of football and beyond.